Once upon a time, there was a village called Ohafia. Ohafia village was situated at the trunk of a hill. There lived a beautiful damsel named Osioma. Osioma was a very beautiful lady who grew up with a stepmom, Azuka. Azuka married Udoka when Ozioma's mother died and left her at the age of 3. Ozioma was her late mother's favorite. When Ozioma was 4 months old, her mother will always carry her on her leg and sing for her. She will look into her eyes with a smile as a toddler while she sings. And Udoka will always stand by the side and watch them with a smile on his face. Ozioma and her mother was sleeping one day. Ozioma was just 3, and she didn't know that her mother had died on her. Udoka returned from her small shop as a trader and met Ozioma's mother sleeping with Ozioma. He thought they were just sleeping. He tried to wake them up, but Udoka found out that Ozioma's mother was long dead and cold. He took Ozioma from her hand and promised to get a wife that will take care of Ozioma. Ozioma's stepmother hated her the moment she was brought into the house as a wife. She disliked Ozioma the very moment she set her eyes on her. She hated Ozioma so much that she will always maltreat her and always send her to the stream down the hill to go and fetch her water even at night. When Ozioma grew up and became a lady, her hatred for Ozioma became something else. Seeing how beautiful a damsel Ozioma grew up to become, and a replica of her mother, she was the apple of every young man's eyes in that small village. Udoka, her father, couldn't do anything because he was always overpowered by his wife, Azuka. One evening, Ozioma was sent down the hill to go and fetch water from the stream as usual. There was already water in the house, but for the fact that Azuka hates her and can't get tired of punishing her, she always prayed every day for Ozioma to encounter a wild animal on the road and be bitten by a snake somehow to die. That evening, Ozioma was fetching water alone in the stream when she started sinking. Her voice was exactly like her mother. She sings so sweet. She started singing, Nene okbaruma, nene okbarum, ngozi ne okbaruma, ngozi ne okbarum, amalicha ne okbaruma, eguvi ne okbaruma. It was exactly the way her mother used to sing. Her voice appeared, and her mother appeared with a smile. She was still fetching the water from the stream as she sings. Her prince was just taking a stroll and heard that sweet voice down the hill. He slowly went down the hill to see who sings so sweet with such a wonderful voice. Ozioma was just stepping out of the stream. He was so amazed to see such a beautiful damsel. His eyes had not beheld such beauty before. He said, he hid somewhere in the bush and waited for Ozioma to pass as he followed her to their house. Ozioma's stepmother Azuka was just outside waiting for her angrily. The moment Ozioma stepped into the compound, she collected the pot of water from Ozioma and poured the water on her. She was so cold that she ran away from home and sit under a tree crying. The prince came to her and begged her to stop crying. She was frightened by his presence. She was shocked to see a prince showing such care towards her. After a few days, Osioma and the prince became close friends. She was seen with the prince at the market, and the people were so amazed. Someone saw Osioma with the prince, smiling, going down the hill to fetch water. The two ladies came to inform Azuka, Osioma's stepmother. That same night, she paid two men to kidnap Osioma and take her to the hill and kill her in the stream. Luckily for Osioma, she was not at home that night. She had left the house to go live with a friend, Nneka, that same day, and Azuka wasn't aware of her plan. The men contacted her and lied that they did a clean job. Azuka was very happy. The prince continued his friendship with Osioma. The prince was very handsome too, and for the first time Osioma had found love. The prince asked Osioma to marry him after many months that Osioma left the house. One day, Osioma's father was sitting down inside his hut, facing his window, and wished that Osioma shouldn't die. He began to blame himself for neglecting Osioma, as his wife wouldn't let him take care of Osioma. That evening, Osioma arrived with the prince, his father the king, and some of his kinsmen to meet Osioma's father to prepare for the marriage rites. Before Osioma left that day, she overheard her stepmother planning with the two men to take her to the hill and kill her. She left quietly without anyone knowing. Azuka was so surprised that her plans were exposed and was more shocked to see Osioma alive. She already narrated everything to the prince, and he told his father, the king, everything too. After the marriage, the king asked that she should be stoned to death, but Osioma with the prince pleaded. She was then banished from the village forever. Udoka, Osioma's father, and the prince became one family. Osioma's father came back to his senses and asked Osioma for forgiveness, and asked her late mother's spirit to forgive him too. Osioma later became the queen, and they lived happily ever after. What is the moral lesson of this story? Please drop your comments in the comment section, and please don't forget to share, like, and comment. Thank you very much as we wait for another story to come.